Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, mice, hamsters of all ages. Welcome to Nerd Immersion, where we are playing a wonderful game of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. And I have not muted the stream, but now it is, so I'm not hearing myself talking. We're playing a game called Rod of Seven Parts, which is a 2nd edition module that we have updated to 5th edition. Our good friends, well, not our good friends. I'm playing with some really wonderful people. But
I see. We're not good friends. Wow.
No, I don't know where I was going with that, and then I had to switch it. You are very good friends. Play some really great people. What was I going to say though? It was something. Oh, they have to basically collect these 7 rod fragments to save the world. So far, they have 5 of them. It's very exciting. Let's go around and meet our players. We'll start with Siren.
Hello, that's me. I'm LB, playing Siren tonight. She is a tiefling rogue.
Exciting. And then everybody's faceless shifter, who's Lex.
Hey, that's me. I'm Lex. I'm playing the illusionist wizard named Shifter.
Oh, so exciting. And then Brenna, the feathered friend of the air. Who are you playing?
Hello, I'm Brenna. I'm playing Rikiri, the Aarakocra warlock.
And last but not least, the man with the highest midichlorian count of everybody in the party. Ted, who are you playing tonight?
I'm Ted, and I'll be playing Lagwin, the Blade Singer Wizard.
And I am Jordan with the silent peach in the middle. I'll be your dungeon master tonight. We're going to jump into our game with me saying some stuff. Going to my notes. All right, here we are. Previously, on a very special Rod of Seven Parts, our players have stumbled into some kind of interdimensional space, a graveyard and temple dedicated to an evil unknown god of death? ? After battling a small horde of zombies, they met Jory Stable, a vampire hunter who greeted them, but he decided not to follow the group, saying they were too noisy for vampire hunting. The party then made their way to the temple at the center of this interdimensional space and entered a lightless, large room. As they went into this temple, they found some dragon devil creatures that they quickly got rid of. Siren pretended to be a local priest, but the devils were not interested and attacked her anyway. Exploring the area after they defeated them, they activated a trap, and a trapdoor opened up to a chamber below. Shifter flew down to check out what was going on and found a large underground room with a bunch of like standing sarcophagi all over it. And in the darkness, he saw 2 glowing red eyes that were making their way towards him. I believe you flew up out of there real fast, Shifter, and relayed that information to your friends. And then I think we heard like a Lagwin, like a whisper. Did I do that? I don't remember.
You did.
Yeah. Did
There was something spooky there. Oh, and that was when you opened the door. Never mind.
Yeah, and then
because you opened the door. That's right.
We had squelchy stomps.
Yes, there was like something like that.
Squelchy stomps coming up the tunnel, and then they stopped, and then we stopped.
And then you stopped. So you guys are here. You got rid of the 2 devil dragon corpses by attaching the collars to them that were used to chain to a wall, and then their bodies like incinerated. And that's what activated the trap. And we forgot about the clutch force grab by
that's right.
Lagwin, who saved Rikiri from falling into a fate worse than a watery splash in the bottom of this area. We don't really know.
With a weird thing down there.
Yeah, there's a weird thing down there. So, and the players at home, which there are none, but the viewers at home can not see this, but I have made a Roll20 area so our players can kind of get a sense of where they are in the temple, because it's kind of like a dungeon crawl. And then from here, they can kind of decide where they want to go. Ted, I believe Lagwin went into this upper area, which is like number 8 on the map, which is north of where you guys are at. And there were a bunch of murals on the wall of like priests, basically like casting like dominate monster on demons and controlling them and devils and stuff. Mm-hmm. And there was like a priest on the other side that had like a huge swell of undead hordes that he was in control of and just kind of moving really creepy like death god stuff.
Right.
So what would you guys like to do?
So there's definitely not something coming back up this tunnel, or is there? Or do we not know?
That last question, I assume you're asking me.
Yeah, that was to you, but I think Shifter flew down and then they flew back up, and then I thought that was pretty much where we. So I don't know if there was. I don't know if we ever actually had a conversation about what Shifter saw.
Yeah, Shifter, tell him what you saw.
Well, I didn't really get a very good look at it. I was terribly afraid. But I did see 2 glowing eyes, which didn't really give me any indication about how well the creature could climb or if it could fly or really any kind of appendages that it might have. So we might be fine. I vote fine. Let's explore something else. Ignoring your problems is always the best solution, Lachlan. I'm sure you'll find.
Yes, no, I'm sure that there's no way this will end poorly for us at all. Great. Let's go this way then. Let me look at the map.
So to the let's see. Oh, good job with the drawing already. I'm really proud of you guys. Real mature.
I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, have you not played Roll20 when you leave the drawing feature on? That's how that goes.
I thought, I handpicked this group because I was like, they're not going to draw penises on Roll20.
Then you don't know me at all.
To be fair, I think LB was the first person you picked for this game. I just want to point that out. So from your current position, you guys came in from the east. There's a door that you're pretty sure goes to the courtyard here. There is a long hallway that leads to kind of the front entrance if you go south. In the very center where you're looking right now is a large, like 12-foot, 14-foot statue of some kind of priest. He's holding an ankh and a
sickle, right?
Was it a sickle? Yeah. In his hands, with his arms crossed. He's made out of like marble, but it's like zebra marble of like black and red. There are some stairs that go up that you can see. And then to the west is another passageway that is kind of dark. You're not really sure where it goes, but.
And that dark passageway, the long hallway rather, to the, I guess the south. I think I see number 4 in there. That's where those and those dragons came from down that way.
So they came. I'm pinging the map if you can see.
Yeah,
they came from right that area.
Okay.
Because you guys were making a lot of noise right here.
Yep.
And they heard that and came around the corner, and we had a fight. So
okay, no, I just wanted to make sure I knew where they were coming from. Okay.
I kind of want to investigate that door to the north or there's double doors to the north because they seem big and impressive.
Yes, indeed.
Lagwin did.
Oh, okay.
Lagwin went through those on the previous things. That's what the murals were, and it was kind of like a ruined area. There was an altar and a couple other things. You can go explore it further if you like.
No, it's okay.
He just did a preliminary kind of check, and then I think it was like, oh, there's like a trap door, and we almost lost somebody, and so
I mean, there may be something else there to look for. I was a little distracted by the hole in the floor and all that fun stuff. So, I mean, if you want to go and take another look, I'll stand here and keep an eye on this area over here where things are coming from.
Sure.
Remember, Lagwin, we're ignoring our problems.
Correct. Yes. I'll ignore them, but with like a little bit of observation. You go look in there. I'll openly ignore them while also looking for them over this way.
I mean, it really undermines the exercise, but fine.
Yep. Well, go ahead, enjoy, and I will just ignore, and I'll post up basically at those double doors, looking out into the main room. Sunblade's still as crazy lit up as it can be while they go in and just check that area just in case.
Okay. You guys are going in?
Yeah, I would like to investigate this room, please.
Investigate away, please.
Oh, see, there you go.
We're doing it in the Roll20. Wow.
Well, I have a extension from D&D Beyond to Roll20 that if I click it there, it'll roll in here. That's 20.
Wow.
20. 20 is pretty good. You go inside. There are some altars. They have shackles and stuff on them again.
Not all of them, but probably like they're like, I don't know, like there's kind of a viewing area where I don't want to say, I guess, yeah, I'll say there's like pews where people would sit and then stare at the altar, and the altar has like shackles on it where they would tie up somebody, you would assume. And that is lower, or the pews are lower, and they go up towards a higher area where the altars are. There are the murals on the walls that depict priests doing crazy things. There's one reducing a foe to dust. There is a horde of undead attacking that this priest is controlling, and there's one like making a devil like subservient to them. And with a 20, you're thoroughly exploring this area, I assume?
Yeah, I kind of want to look for things that are valuable.
Yeah. So you go exploring around, and hidden underneath the what is it? One of the altars, like you kind of like dig around on it, and in the back half of the altar is a large stick, like a piece of wood, and as you pull it out, it has a hand on the top of it. So it's a carved hand. It's like a long staff that's got like this withered hand on the top.
Oh, look at this! I hold it up to Shifter.
Oh,
You need a hand?
Ooh, that, yeah.
Like a giant's back scratcher. It's really good.
I'm sure it's some sort of magical, but it's quite nice. It's well crafted.
Can I detect magic on it?
Yes, it is magical. Its specific magic would be, I don't know. No
Okay.
specific magic. It is magical,
it's just vaguely magical.
though. Yeah.
Well, be careful with it. We don't know what it does.
Now I want to do something with it more, but
No.
I shall put it in my. I'll put it in my belt.
All right. It's a long, like 5-foot staff. How is it fitting on your belt?
When you said it was part of a staff, I assumed it was smaller.
Oh no, it's like a big 5-foot staff, but the hand is like the top of it. It's like a walking stick.
Yeah, she'll use it as a walking stick.
All right, you're walking out of
Swinging
there.
it as she goes, like the pimp she is.
Oof.
All right, well, I guess we should keep going then.
Sure. I say we go and check out this altar over there, this area.
Where was that you would like to go? Like,
Ping it.
oh yeah.
6.
So and this is funny. We'll go check it out. So Lex checked that out. I should say Shifter earlier. And it is just like a smaller altar. And as you look at it, Siren, it's and this is to the east. As you go and look at it, there are weird depictions of like priests again in the walls on the murals. And I think Shifter, you did an investigation check in that area. I could be wrong.
That was the one with the plate, the really nice plate.
Yeah.
and the
Yes, they had
candles,
really nice
right?
plates and stuff that were worth money. Thank you. So yeah, you did find that stuff.
Alright.
But it looks like a smaller version of like the main temple area, like the main, I don't know, house of worship to the north that you were just in. But it's just a smaller, like, oh, we don't need to have like a huge service. We can just come over here and I can gently sacrifice you.
Right. This is a sacrificial light area.
The maybe it's the overflow.
Putting little X's on the things we've already looked at so we can.
Yes.
Using things productively. Good job.
Good job, Brenna.
Not
Should
to
we-
draw dicks.
Should we go
Thank you.
over to the west?
Is that how you say it?
No.
What kind of
I
compass
was
you
being
read,
silly.
lad? Anyway, yes, that or we can take the stairs and go up, but I don't know if we want to try to clear this floor before we head up.
Well,
Did
I
it-
would recommend we do that.
Did
so
it
there's
look
no
like it
one
had
that sneaks up on us.
a lot of levels outside? I don't remember if we saw... we had that image, but...
Yeah, it had a second story from
Okay.
the side. Yeah.
Okay. All right, then. Over here, then.
Or I should say it had towers. Does that make sense? Like,
Yep.
like you might get to there and there is like a small section,
Mhm.
but it was mostly like there were certain sections that were high towers. So
Gotcha. Okay. So then the west.
all right, you go west. How did you say it?
West.
West? Like my new
West.
favorite show, West World.
Yeah.
And away you go. So you guys come here. There's stairs that go up and down right in front of you. And then as you guys look west, there is a door to the south and then a passageway to the north. And that passageway to the north has 3 doors at the end. And they look like it, like judging from what you're remembering outside and then looking at this right now, you're kind of like, well, that's 3 doors is probably like small little chamber rooms. And then this is a big 2-sided door to the south. And then directly in front of you to the west is another 2-sided door that, judging by your, perceptions of coming in from the other side, that's probably going to lead outside, but you're not entirely sure.
So we see those other, 4 doors.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically. Yeah.
So do we want to head to the north and kind of check what's in those smaller rooms before we head to the south then?
Sounds good.
Sure. Let's each take a different door and open them all at once.
Oh, this will be great.
Is that what you want to do?
I don't, but that's apparently what we're gonna do.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna
get out her sniper rifle and just sit in the corridor.
Yeah, which door are you gonna? Which door is Shifter going to?
The northernmost one.
And I'll go to the western one then.
Okay. We'll start with Shifter. So Shifter, you open the door. And I apologize if you guys can hear this. My wife is attempting to hang some shelves, and there's lots of pounding.
I have a drum in the distance.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Drums.
So Shifter, you open the door, and there is a small library. Walls full of all kinds of books that you can see. And a small fireplace in the corner.
Shifter turns back to everyone else and just says, "This is just lovely. I've picked the best door." And they just walk in and shut the door.
Okay.
Wow. All right then. I guess I'll open my door then.
You do that. Inside your door, which is this one here, it looks like a kind of like a personal quarters for somebody. You're assuming somebody high up in this religious order. There's a small bed. There is a fireplace. There's a chair. There's a desk. It looks like this is a place where they might live, or maybe they're just, while they're working as a priest or something, they kind of reside here. But it has a lot of really nice accoutrements, expensive linens and things like that. Of course, everything is really old and kind of run down a little bit, like this entire temple. But
I mean, I'm gonna look around for anything that seems interesting while I'm in here.
Yeah, go ahead. Investigation
Be
check.
careful.
Yes. I mean, would you like to come look and see with your special eyes if there's anything magical?
Sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw Rikiri off like that with her special eyes. That is a 15.
15?
Yeah.
It is, you don't find anything specific. There's probably maybe 40 gold worth of fancy religious stuff if you want to take it, but you kind of have to haul that out.
Yeah, no. Thanks.
The bed is slightly used. You would say that somebody has been sleeping in it or laying in it, and then they quickly kind of pulled the covers and make it look nice, but they're not fully making the bed every morning. If there is a morning in this place,
is there a layer of dust, or does it seem like fairly recently that would have been used?
Fairly recent. So yeah, the rest of the room kind of has a layer of dust to it that the bed does not. We'll say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's been living here, but not creating a mess, I guess, if that makes sense. Everything's very tidy. They're only kind of using certain areas. So.
Well, it seems perhaps we are not alone here.
Yeah. well, it doesn't seem there's anything of interest in this room then. Guess we'll check the other one.
You open the other door, and a bunch of smoke starts billowing out at you. Very black, icky smoke.
Do I see a source of the smoke?
No, because it's so smoky and black and icky.
Oh, well, I guess that answers my question then. And I'll just like, well, do we shut the door then? No one answers. I shut the door.
Okay, the door is shut.
I was trying to figure out if I could, is it like too much smoke to like prestidigitate away or something?
Prestidigitation. I would say you could do like a 5-foot cube away kind of a thing, but you don't know where the source is coming from. But that's a good way if you want to try and use prestidigitation or like your wings to blow it away to kind of see what's on the inside. You're gonna have to ask Lagwin to open it up again though. So
Lagwin, open it up again. I want to try something.
All right. Are you ready?
Ready.
And
Wings at the ready.
I will open the door.
Okay, so yeah, I just start flapping.
Yes, inside there is another fireplace that seems to have several burning coals, and these coals are just kind of going. They're creating a lot of the smoke, and so there's residual heat here that you feel. But yeah, in whether the chimney's plugged or something, the smoke seems to be filling the room rather than going up. And you guys didn't see smoke as you were walking towards the castle, I'll say, or the temple.
I'll prestidigitate on the coals then and put the coals up.
Yeah, you can snuff a campfire with prestidigitation.
Yes, you can. I will do that. Okay, yeah, you do that. Thank you for telling me that, Ted, because I was just like, can you do that? But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I have it too, because I was like, are we gonna have to like join powers with prestidigitation to clean this room? But
yeah, and so as the smoke clears, kind of a thing, you look around. There are it seems very similar to the room you were just in, Lagwin. Only the entire walls and everything is just covered in this like black soot. So
I'm gonna move over to the fireplace and look, because my guess is, since we saw the bed across the hall there seemed like it was recently slept in, and this fire hasn't been here for too long, and maybe somebody threw something in the fire. They're trying to dispose of like evidence or something to see if I can like, is it wood? Is it like papers that this fire was made out of?
It's coal, as you can see.
It's actual coal. Okay.
It's an actual coal fire. Yeah.
Oh, weird. I guess I'll look around this room too.
Are you looking around, or did you want to poke through the coals?
Yeah, I want to see if there's
specific.
Yeah, see if there's anything of interest in here aside from just coal.
Yeah, so I assume you don't want to touch them. Like, are you?
Well, let me ask you this: is coal not earth? Can I not use mold earth to move it as a cantrip?
Is that a touch spell?
It is a 30-foot range.
Oh, okay.
So I can just move.
I would say
I'm really good at moving dirt and rocks
like
around with my mind, you know. So
I mean, it's like a plant spell, but yeah, no. I'll let you do that. So
Okay.
You kind of shuffle it around. As you do, like smoke kind of billows out really, really far. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Great. Love that. Is it against poison by any chance?
It is.
Oh, great. I have advantage on that then. Which is great because that was a 3. That is an 18 plus 8, 26.
Okay, you're fine. You cough a little bit, but you're okay. No, there's nothing in there specifically. It literally looks like somebody was trying to just keep warm or start a fire. And the coals are burnt, but they're not, it's not fully gone. Like, I don't know. But yeah, but obviously this room has been smoking for more than just now.
Okay.
Somebody hasn't cleaned the flue in a long time.
Sure. Is it just like, I know it was like spooky graveyard and like misty, but is it actually cold here? Like, would we perceive it to be cold that someone would be like needing a fire?
It's, no, the whole area is kind of like I don't know, maybe like a 50-degree Fahrenheit, like a cold kind of fall evening, where a fire wouldn't feel bad, but
Sure.
you're not necessary at all.
Okay. All right. Well, that's weird.
Nothing a good sweater from grandma wouldn't do for you. Keep you warm.
Sure.
We will flash over to Shifter. Shifter, you're in a large library. You're in a library. Not very large at all, but there are a lot of books. What do you want to do?
A good sized study. Shifter grabs any of the books off the shelves that look interesting to stuff in their pack. And the one that might look and this is just like glancing at like the spines or the covers, right? And whatever one probably looks the most interesting, they're going to flip through while casually walking back to the door.
Okay, nothing has labels on the spines or the covers in this room.
Oh wow. Well, random flips then, just going through some books.
Okay, the first book you grab, you start flipping through it. It is blank, completely blank on the inside.
Shifter's like, well, next one.
Next one. Also blank.
Shifter's like, I feel like someone's playing a practical joke on me and I do not appreciate it. This wasn't the best room after all. And then they open up another one.
This one is blank.
Shifter's just like, what is this? And they go back to the bookcase and just start pulling random books off.
Yes. As you are pulling random books, you do find one eventually that has some information in it. Most of them are blank, and you're getting the sensation that a lot of these are maybe for show because they're all kind of, or maybe the data's been gone from them or something, like the words mysteriously magic away, who knows? But you do find, we'll say 2 volumes that have words in them, and they are detailing the sections of the Rod of 7 Parts. And it's like the history and the lore and the information on these rods. Like someone was cataloging this and trying to write down the information about the rods.
Ooh, yeah. Add it to my inventory.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say you have two books of rod lore.
And then I walk out into what's left of the smoke from that room. And Shifter's like, what is it? What have you done? I leave you alone for a few minutes. Siren, what did you let them do?
She's like down the hallway with her sniper rifle just trained. She's like, I let them make their own mistakes.
Lagwood, did you light something on fire? Is that part of your destiny now?
Yes, very much so. What was in that other room?
Oh, it was a fake library. Someone wanted to look impressive, so they stacked a bunch of blank books onto a shelf. That, listen, some people just want to look very well read. It's sad, really. But there were a couple of useful bits of information on the rod, which I have taken and will be studying at my leisure.
Your leisure, don't you think it's maybe a bit more important? Maybe we can speed that up.
If we must.
I mean, it's just, don't let me tell you how to live your life, but it's just a suggestion.
So what was, what did you folks find?
Coles.
Yep, Coles was in the one room and a sitting room in the other.
We found a bed that looked like it may have been slept in recently.
Well, judging by the fact that there are 2 volumes detailing the rod, I assume that they've definitely got a piece here. The rod was, in fact, not lying to us, but whoever has taken it here has been trying to study it, I suppose. And is not some sort of sleepless undead abomination, which I think is a step in the right direction. It's a good thing to know.
Seems positive, yes.
Do you think it could have been Jory who was staying here?
Potentially. I had that thought.
Oh, the handsome stable boy, yeah.
Yes, the very same. Well, shall we head down to this other set of double doors to the south?
Oh.
Yes?
You do that. You guys get to this these set of doors. They open, but they are very heavy. And on the inside of this area, a small hallway takes you down to a large open area. And I think I've got some fun flavor text. Yeah. The chamber beyond the double doors is octagonal and about a dozen paces across. A washing basin with 2 stone tiers occupies most of the center, and water pours from the upper tier to the lower basin through many small holes. To the right of the large basin is a much smaller silver one that sits atop a polished wooden pedestal. To the left is a walk-in cabinet, and its doors are open, and you can see some shelves full of folded cloth candles, blocks of incense. Robes hang from pegs inside the cabinet, and a few more robes are carelessly hung from the open doors. Beyond the stone basin, there are some more murals on the walls, and these depict priests being punished by the hand of their gods. In one, a priest vainly waves a holy symbol, obviously trying to cast a spell, while a dragon closes in for the kill. In another, a horde of undead are ignoring a priest's commands and tearing him to shreds. In the final scene, a bolt of radiant god energy comes from the sky and blasts a priest out of existence.
Well, they don't seem to like their priest too much.
I think this basin is for the naughty ones. Lagwin, strip down and try it out.
No. So I'm gonna look around for anything of interest.
Yes,
room.
make an intelligence check.
All right.
Or investigation, sorry.
They're the same for me, so let's find out.
There you
here.
go.
Oh, hey, that's a 16 on the roll, so a 19.
19. What aspect do you want to inspect? Any particular corner?
So let's look
You
at
got
the
a basin, a smaller fountain-looking thing.
Yeah, let me look at the
murals.
Let's do the water. Yeah, the water. I guess the fountain. The water feature seems like it's moving, right? And you said it was.
Yeah. There's
so
like water dripping through. Yeah.
That sounds like the most mechanically interesting.
Yeah. So as you're looking at this fountain and kind of examining it, you're trying to figure out where the water's coming from, and there appears to be like a small 4-inch gate in reality that is pouring water in. And as it flitters down through the fountain, the water's being drained away, but you're not really sure where it's going. And it's cleverly hidden, like it's part of the design. But as you're looking around, you're like, this is literally what's feeding this thing. Like this just dimensional hole that's about 4 inches wide.
That doesn't seem right.
Has anyone? I think I know the answer. Has anyone ever seen anything like this? And I'll very clearly point to this hole in the fabric of reality. Like,
well, not since the last one. That we
yeah,
did.
right. But I mean, it seems like a lot of effort for a fountain, right? I mean, if it has this sort of capabilities, I mean, either what we're dealing with is someone that's exceptionally vain, or so powerful that this isn't really an issue. Like,
I mean, plumbing for a water feature is not cheap.
That's true.
I stand corrected.
On a different note, I'm very hurt. Would someone mind giving me a little bit of healing?
Oh, so sorry. I didn't notice. Here.
All right, it's all the red.
Wound there.
She's not wearing any red.
Take 13.
Thank you.
Siren, you only heal 6.
Oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, that was all right, but I really didn't do too much.
So I like put a wing like flat against your forehead. Quite all right. Not
Do you
that-
have 10%
that works a little better.
sensitivity? What? What? Sorry, what did you say?
I was just saying, normally that works a little bit better.
I mean, I feel like I've been stabbed.
Well, but you have been stabbed a lot, and normally I can deal with that.
Right. That's why I was asking, did you try to do more and it didn't work?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought you were just giving me like a I mean, it is a pretty big stab wound at this point. Would that have something to do with this room that we're currently in?
It might have something to do with this place that we're currently in.
Yes, has anyone tried to be healed since we got to this this fairly gothic area?
No, I don't think so.
think so because Siren is the only one who's
Yeah. No. I'll pull out like a healing potion. Does it look the same?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
okay,
yeah.
just-
it looks the same. Yeah.
Well, Siren, here's an IOU for some better healing when we get out of here. Just sit tight.
Right, I'll plaster that with the blood to my skin. Thank you.
So resourceful, that Siren.
All right. Well, if we're done, does anyone else think there's anything of note in this room? Should we move on then?
Should we maybe look into this portal a little bit more?
Ooh, no, don't stick your hand in it.
You could
That's
stick
how
a
you-
bee hand in it.
Yes.
But what? This is a magic item. It's something you stick your rod into it.
Without protection on the rod? No, that is very unwise. But using just your hand, yeah, no, that would be fine.
Well, what about the staff end of it then?
Fine.
And
Takes
if it cleaves it, then you'll have a shorter thing that you can stick in your belt like you wanted.
Right, but wouldn't it stop the magic?
Well, is the magic from the hand or the staff? Who can say?
You could say this is your area of expertise. Am I taking crazy pills over here?
It's the wound. I'm pretty sure.
Just too much blood.
When I detected magic on it, can I tell where the magic is coming from, or if it's just like running through the whole thing?
I mean, the whole thing's magical. Like the whole thing glows. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, fine. Maybe we don't stick anything in there for right now. Maybe I'll just inspect it a little bit more closely. Can I do like an Arcana check on it?
Yeah.
To maybe try to, I don't know if I could maybe like identify which plane it's coming from. It's a 13.
13. It's a gateway to another plane of existence.
Yeah.
And where that is, you're not entirely sure.
Is it too on the nose to guess the plane of water then?
I mean, that would just be, I don't know.
Practical.
It's just uncreative, Lagwin. You can do better than that. Now, I say we've already experienced that they leave perhaps magic items, and Shifter just gestures to the hand walking stick. Also, very expensive plating around, as we determined earlier. I think that we just might be dealing with some very opulent priesthood. This might merit some investigation in the future, but for now, I say we move on to the upstairs. Maybe put a pin in this, come back to it later. Seems relevant.
Very well.
All right then.
Go upstairs, please.
By the way, Siren did get a trinket for getting stabbed.
Oh, thanks, guys.
So I guess maybe you did find something, which is a set of thieves' tools disguised as a stylish necklace or pendant.
Ooh, thank
That's
you.
awesome.
That's nice.
I go into the closet and like take out one of the robes. Like, oh, this is nice. I could keep this, and it falls out. And take that too. So I put the robes in that. Put on that necklace.
Okay.
It's quite fetching.
you.
Sorry, I was not paying attention. What did you do?
Bestia.
Thank you.
I went into the closet and I grabbed a pair of robes out of it.
Awesome. Everybody roll initiative.
Fuck.
What?
Oh no, I know what this is.
It's a
I
13.
try to flavor something, and here we go.
That's what we get.
Gonna have to work for that trinket.
Okay. Siren, your initiative.
21.
21. Lagwin.
19.
19. Shifter.
20.
20. Wow. Rakiri.
13.
13. Siren, as you reach in to mess around and grab whatever, two of the cloaks like animate and come to life, and they come flinging out at you, and you're first. What do you want to do? You rolled really good initiative.
I'd like to shout very girlishly, as I wasn't expecting this. And I pull out a dagger because I feel like hitting these with the crossbow isn't going to be very effective. And I'd like to slashy slash. Maybe.
Oh wow!
Ooh,
Yeah.
I crit. Thanks, D&D Beyond
okay.
/Roll20.
That's crazy. So how much damage?
I guess this is saying it's rolled for.
Oh,
You
but you
don't-
don't get
you
your
get-
sneak
yeah,
attack
you don't get
because
sneak
you're not
attack.
around.
No,
them,
yeah.
so.
So that's what it rolled. Okay, so it only rolled 1d4. I just wanted to check before I did that. So I just need to roll another d4, which is 1. So plus.
So what's your damage?
Plus 1, 4.
So 4. That's your crit though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I rolled 2 1s.
Did
Apparently.
that add your dex pod to it?
Mhm.
Oof.
All right.
Oof.
Anything else, Siren?
I would like to. She kind of like steps back with it, and I'm going to say, kill it with fire. I'd like to use my bonus action as the help action.
Okay.
For, Lagwin.
Awesome. Are you actually moving back away from them?
No, I'm not. I'm just staggering as.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Good old stagger. The good old shout and stagger. Shifter, you're up. What do you want to do?
Shifter's like, oh, I don't have any fire, and they cast Ray of Frost. On me. Oh, that's a 26 to hit.
Yes.
I like how you kind of said that to the tune of At Last.
It's very shifter.
Yeah.
I just try and sing as many of my rolls as I can. 8 points of damage.
Okay. Anything else, Shifter?
Shifter. No, I'm probably like on the far. I'm not like right up next to them. I don't assume.
No, I thought you were investigating the portal and stuff on the other side.
Yeah, so I think I'm fine where I'm at, but I'm just going to yell wardrobe malfunction and then duck behind the fountain.
Excellent. Lagwin, you are up.
I'm gonna move up to one of these things. I guess the one that's fighting Siren.
Mhm.
And I'm just going to attack it with the Sunblade.
All right.
Oh, with
You do
advantage.
that.
Because of the help action.
No, you didn't resummon your guy.
No, help
Oh,
action
it's
from
me.
from
Oh,
Siren.
you have the help action. Okay.
I
No,
get
no.
the help action as a bonus action.
Don't worry,
Um,
Jordan. You killed the familiar.
we
I
we
really
all
wanted to
witnessed
make sure
it.
the bat was dead.
Oh no, I haven't taken the hour and 10 minutes to bring him back for all of the fun that he'll give me for later on. 24 to hit.
Yes.
That will be 13 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And then second attack is not an advantage. It's just the first one, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so then that is going to be a natural 1. So that will miss.
Natural 1 will fail. Anything
Yeah.
else?
Oh, weird. I have a bonus action on this turn. That's weird. I've never had that. No, I think I'm okay.
All right. Up next are these large creatures. They looked like cloth cloaks, but as they fly out, they kind of expand and get bigger. And they're just like, I don't know, really creepy MFers. They kind of look like leather, and they've got like a manta ray, but instead of a regular mouth, they have a tiny head that comes out, and they've got these like glowing yellow eyes and these sharp teeth. And they don't look friendly. And one of them is going to fly up and go after Shifter, because Shifter, you did some damage to them. And they get to attack twice. So the first attack for Shifter is a 24.
Oh no.
And you take
flesh.
12 piercing damage.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Sorry. These guys have light sensitivity, so we will roll again. That's a 12 to hit you. So they have disadvantage because of Sunblade.
God, love that
So I will
Sunblade.
change that.
Good old
Type of
Sunblade.
roll will be roll with disadvantage. Okay. So that was their first attack, which missed, I assume.
It did.
The second one will be a 20 for 10 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then the one after that will attack. Well, no.
Siren?
Oh, this sucks. It's got all these cool things that can do except in bright light. Damn your Sunblade. I did not think about this monster when I put this in there. Lagwin, I guess you're getting attacked. The
Sure.
first one's an 11. The second attack is a 17.
Those will both miss.
Okay. Rakiri, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to cast Sacred Flame at them.
Okay. I roll what now?
You have to beat a Dex 15.
Dex 15. We're gonna do normal rolls. We're gonna do that's a 17.
Nothing happens, but I can cast it again because of my
Do it.
illusion bracers.
And I roll again, and that's a 4.
Okay.
Are you attacking the one in front of Lagwin or Shifter?
Which one's closer to Siren?
The one in front of Lagwin, yeah. That's right
Okay,
there
then.
with Shifter, or Lagwin, Siren, and the monster.
Then that one.
Okay, how much damage?
It's going to take 11 radiant damage.
Okie dokie. Top of the round, our good friend Siren. How you looking?
Scared. I have a question. Is the Sunblade actually radiating fire? Like, does it light things on fire?
No, not fire. It's radiant, so it's just sunlight, basically.
Okay. Then I am going to use my bonus action to disengage. My action? I think that has to be no, it's a bonus action. Yeah.
Is it an action to curl up and cry and rock?
Yeah, right.
I feel
I
like
would like to
that's...
use my bonus action to disengage. I'm gonna run across the room as far away from this thing as I can. Over, yeah, and I will fire my my crossbow at it because fuck this thing.
You do that.
And that is 26 to hit.
That will hit, and you do get a sneak attack with this because of Lagwin.
Yeah, so that's 21.
Wow, a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Shifter, what would you like to do?
Shifter is going to notice that these things don't seem to like the bright light and are thus being a little sloppier with their attacks. And Shifter is going to fly up off of the ground. And I don't know how high the ceilings are. I asked this.
It's about a 12-foot, 14-foot ceiling.
They're just going to sort of zoop around the room, not getting too far away from Lagwin.
Well, you are engaged with a creature.
No, I know. So give me that
okay.
attack of opportunity. That sweet, sweet attack of opportunity.
All right. Let's do it. Roll with disadvantage. 12.
That does not hit. So I Ray of Frost, the one that has been attacking me.
All right.
I got a 13. Does a 13 hit?
A 13 does not hit.
Oh,
sorry.
Zap.
Zap is what I say to you with your zappings. I just realized I'm barraging. Barraging. That's not a word. Barraging? No. I'm the every time we do a roll, it makes a noise in roll 20, and the podcast is picking this up. How do I turn that off?
It's in the settings. I think there's a way to turn down the
I'm
volume.
trying to figure it out.
Just drop your master music volume.
Master music to nothing, huh? Okay.
I think that hopefully you should hit. Oh, enable. Nope. I was gonna say I thought it was background chat beat, but that's just the chat.
Oh, that is probably it, actually. Okay, we'll try that. My son is just making all of the weird noise.
Is he happy or sad?
Well, he's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I think he's just like
Chatting.
making noise because he's a baby and it's
Aw.
weird and it's funny. Anyway, okay, so this is just a test strength roll. Okay, there's no beep. Great. That was Shifter's turn. He cast Ray of Frost. Lagwin, you're next.
I got this one that I'm engaged with. Attacking it for 27.
Yes.
And that will be 16 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And a second attack for an 18.
That also hits.
For 11 points of radiant damage.
And you kill it. What does it look like?
So I feel like I want to. I don't know. So I'm just gonna swing with the sunblade, and I want to like stab it in its stupid little face. You know, but then like with my other hand, I want to catch it and then try to like swirl it around like a cloak.
Okay.
Onto my back, because I'm feeling like being adding a little flourish today.
Excellent. Excellent.
And then I'll try to get myself as close. So Shifter is flying currently.
Yes.
And this thing, I'm going to move over to where it was to try to like body block this thing going after Shifter.
Okay, they're up in the air.
Oh, they're up in the air. Never mind then. Never mind.
Yeah. So he's flying up in the air, and this thing can also fly.
I'm like underneath Shifter, I guess, in case Shifter falls. I don't know.
Yeah. Excellent. Up next is our monster, and they are angry at Shifter again. So, but they have disadvantage because it's your stupid sunblade. So we're gonna make 2 attacks. The first one is an 18.
Oh my gosh! I'll cast shield.
Okay. The second one is an 8.
Oh.
Rikiri.
I would like to Eldritch Blast the same one that I tried to
All right.
attack before. Doesn't seem like the radiant damage did anything to them. I'll go back to this.
I can't hear you. What did you say?
I said since it doesn't seem like the radiant damage did anything special to them, I will go back to this.
Oh, okay. So what did you roll?
I'm rolling right now.
Okay. Well, I was just like waiting for it. I'm like, what?
First one's a 19. Second one's a critical fail. I'm using my illusionist bracers to keep going. 26 to hit on the third one, and then a 13 to hit on the fourth one.
Yep. So 2 hit, 13 misses.
7 plus it's bad. 11 total.
Okay. It gets hurt. Siren, you're in the corner with a crossbow. Shifter is engaged with this monster.
Ozeltov, let's go. I would like to do 2 attacks, please. And first one with sneak attack. Second one without. It's a 19 and a 13.
The 19 hits, the 13 misses.
Okay, so that's 22 damage total.
Holy cow. Okay.
When I get sneak attack, I can do stuff.
Anything else?
No, that'll do.
All right, Shifter, you got a guy in front of you.
Oh, this fool getting in, all I want to do is ranged attacks. I'll just cast magic missile at it.
Okay.
Uh, 12 points of force damage.
Wow.
Right in the snoot. Pop.
Are you moving or are you gonna stay there?
I'm gonna stay there.
All right, Lagwin, guys, right like above you. Just
Yeah.
like, come down here.
Yeah, I know.
Like
I
an
can't.
old man angry at a squirrel.
Yeah, I know. I can't do a whole lot of anything
You
with
can
it.
jump, right?
I could jump. How high off the ground is it? It's not like
I mean, I don't know. It's 14 feet high.
All right, now,
I mean, it's within arm's length. You don't have to do anything fancy unless you
Oh,
want
then
to
no, I want to attack it within. If it's within arm's length, then we're definitely going for
you can
that.
do that. Yeah.
All right, we'll do that then.
You're a nice tall elf, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
Are elves
I'm tall.
I run a lore channel basically.
Well, elves are usually on the shorter side in the Forgotten Realms.
But are ghost elves taller? Is that how that works?
Are they? I don't know.
Probably. We don't know. We should find out in a video. 28 to hit for 14 points of damage.
Oh goodness.
And then an 18, which I think does hit for another 14 points of damage.
All right. Everybody. Oh, anything else, Lagwin?
No, that'll be it.
Everybody make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
What?
no, these guys. This isn't a charm, is it?
No.
Damn. Okay.
The DC is 13. You're looking for a 13 or higher.
That's
I succeed.
13 with the +1 from that cloak.
Awesome.
Oh man.
D&D
Fail
Beyond
with a
Giveth.
12.
Those of you that failed are frightened of this creature. So as Lagwin's slashing at it with his lightsaber, it gives this huge moan that really goes out to the whole temple. If people didn't know you were here, they probably know you're here now. And as it does this large moan, those of you who have failed are frightened of the creature and you hide and you have disadvantage from him. And he's going to fly out of there as fast as possible. I believe Lagwin and Shifter get opportunity attacks if you want to take it.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't have a melee weapon. Dude.
Oh,
Punch it.
Sure.
right in the nose.
Oh, that's an 18 to hit.
18 to hit.
And oh god, 1 is 10 points. 10 points of radiant damage.
10 points of radiant damage, which is enough to kill it.
Oh
So
my
as
God.
it flies away, you go choo choo choo, and then it just falls apart in like 4 different pieces. That is the end of the encounter. I think it's a great place to take a small break,
Yeah.
and then we will regroup and find out what our party is doing in the latter half of our show. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just had a fight. There were some evil leather cloaks that attacked them. Siren was quite scared. She was quite scared that she was going to die from clothing. Jordan, being me, the dungeon master, has a question for you all. Did you leave the door shut? Or, well, I guess it has to be open because the thing tried to fly out.
Yeah, I assume we left it open.
We left it open? Okay.
Yeah.
Your door is open. There's a fountain in front of you. And a cabinet full of robes and incense and various other things. A loud moaning came from this creature right before you sliced it into 4 pieces. What's our next plan of attack?
Somebody check that closet real quick and then let's get the hell out of here and get upstairs.
Oh, well, not me. I'm not going near those things.
Oh my god, fine. And I'll run over there and I'll like rummage through clothing.
Yeah. Okay, roll investigation at disadvantage.
Yep, here we go. Hey, 17. Hang on, that's the first one. And 9, which makes it a 12.
12. You find a lot of incense, a lot of things, nothing that is specific to a specific god. And then there's a bunch of these robes, which you could take if you wanted. Probably enough for all of you.
Well,
Yeah.
We already know trying to disguise ourselves as the cultists is not always a good thing. So
I'm gonna take one of the robes.
Okay.
I'm gonna
nice
put
black
it.
robe.
Yep. Nope.
It's got that hood that like, and then your beard just kind of hangs
Yeah. No.
down.
I'm putting it right on immediately.
Oh man.
I don't know. Did they look cool?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I think
They're
it
just
looks
like
cool.
nice black robes. Actually, as you are putting it on, you realize the inside is lined red. So when you do like, flick your arms back, there's like a nice red splash of color.
Love it.
Oh yeah,
Very
no, I
exciting.
think that's fun. I'll take one just
Yeah.
to be able to do that. Have you seen this? Have you seen this Lagwin? This lining? It's divine.
I mean, this is high quality. You don't find this anyway. We should move though. This is a fun conversation. Let us get upstairs then.
Let's go.
Yes, the larger staircase first, I think, might be a...
As you guys turn, you hear clink on the stone ground. Somebody is walking towards you, and they have a staff that's hitting the stone, kind of slowly. Nobody's like chasing you, and it appears like it's just one creature.
Do we see them or we just hear them?
You just hear it.
All right, I will deactivate the sunblade while we're there.
Okay.
With my robes on, and I'll just like do the hands in the robe sleeves, but still holding the sunblade like inside the robes, and just head down.
I post up on the far side, and I would like to hide with my sniper out.
Okay. Yeah, we'll put you by the. Well, you can hide behind the fountain, I guess, if you want.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll stealth.
Okay, at advantage, that's a 23.
Okay. Shifter and Rikiri, what would you guys like to do?
I'm also wearing one of the robes. I'm going to continue doing that.
Okay.
And stand.
Pretend that you're a priest, and you can pretend to be sacrificing you, whatever they do here.
You know, there's altars all over the place, but this room is one that doesn't have an altar. It's one of like the 2 rooms in this entire place that doesn't have an altar.
We just thought we drowned her. We didn't know what else to do.
I put you in
preparation room.
I put you in chains, but we know those have some pretty nasty side effects, so I kind of don't want to do that. Hide in the closet.
Oh, but it's icky in there. Am I still? So I know I was frightened of the cloakers, but like, could I get in the closet without any problem?
Yeah, there's enough room if you want to hide in there.
Okay.
Oh, shut the door quick when she jumps in there. Just
we'll
shut
make
the
a
door.
hooting
That's my
sound if we
idea.
need you to jump out or something.
And you hear that noise again. And this creature comes walking around the corner. And who has dark vision? Lagwin has dark vision. Pretty much, not Shifter, and it's fairly dark in here. And the guy that's coming around the corner doesn't seem to have any light source as well. But you, Lagwin and Siren, you see a human man, like frail old person, and he's in a black robe, much of what you're wearing. He has a staff in one hand and a large necklace that goes over his robe into a red jewel on the front. And he's just like doing a subtle like clink, and he walks forward a little bit, and he's kind of using it to brace himself. And he seems to be very aware of you. And he comes around the corner, wondering what's going on with you guys. This guy comes in, he approaches you, and he kind of simply just asks who you are in a very friendly yet mysterious voice that I don't do well at emulating, but he'll say, who are you?
There we go.
I don't know why I was like describing it rather than just saying it. So
do just at a point of fact, does the rod piece pull towards this guy at all? I don't have one, so I'm just asking.
Well, no. The people that have the rods, it just pulls in the general area.
Gotcha. Okay,
So,
I was just like, oh, is his staff the rod, and then I just get him, and that would be it. But I just look at Shifter because I don't have I'm not lying to this guy because I can't do that. So
Shifter hears a voice out of the darkness. And it's just like, oh yes, hold on. And they cast light.
Oh, all right, that works.
It's like, oh, I apologize, I couldn't see anything. Yes, oh Father, yeah, we are here to worship. We were just trying to get our vestments in order when we were attacked by some vicious beasts. I apologize for the noise.
Here to worship? Who are you here to worship?
Shifter actually gets a good look at this dude, looks at their robes, and they're like, they think, okay, I saw the stick with the skull and the scythe on it, and they're gonna be like, the god of death, of course.
Aye. What's his name?
Do I know?
Skullman.
I mean, I know. Does
Peter-
Shifter know?
Yeah, you do
Peter's-
know, but yeah.
Can I try and
Peter Skullman.
can I make a intelligence check or a history check to pull it out of my butt real quick?
You can make a religion check. to
Ooh,
pull
I
it
don't
out of your
have
butt.
religion, but I'll give it a shot. Whatever, it's intelligence based. No, that's a 7.
What would you like to tell this guy?
Oh. I'm just going to level with you and they just take the cloak off. The lighting isn't that nice of me. You have one of the rod fragments, and we need it. I know that you've been studying the subject. I found some of your books on it. So you're going to give it to us now, or there's going to be trouble.
I do have the rod that you're looking for, yes. I assume that's why you're here.
I'm sorry. Did I go through all of that too fast for you? You are quite.
Yeah, well,
aged.
it's a little quick.
Yes. No. So you've been studying the rod fragments, and you have one of them, and we just need it, and you're going to give it to us. we could make a trade. We're not beyond that, but if you're unwilling to give it up, there might be some dire consequences for you. My friend here is quite good with a blade.
Oh, and to punctuate the point, I will activate the sun blade as just a, we'll
lightsaber sound effect.
Yeah. As you activate the blade, light spills back behind him, and you see probably a dozen undead creatures with armor and swords and all they're just decked out. They're walking very slowly, and they are coming up behind him and stopping while he talks, and he's just like, I don't think there's any need for violence. If you are the ones who are destined to take the rod fragment, we can make a deal, but I don't think you want to fight me and my minions.
Well, I would always rather sit down and have a nice drink than fight. That's true. So what kind of deal would you? Why don't we have a nice chat? And then Shifter just turns and because I can't do it, starts making a hooting sound and like kind of flapping their arms. That's unnecessary.
Rakiri like cranes her neck out of the wardrobe. Like, oh.
Oh,
Hello,
another has
that,
come to join us.
Yep, all appears to be in tip-top shape here. Very nice, thank you.
Don't you lie to me, you Barakokra. You were hiding. You were trying to get the jump on me. And as he says that, another dozen undead are coming up behind him.
Oh,
And there's now 25 various rights and creatures behind him.
No, I felt very underdressed. You see there in these lovely robes, and I only had this. I was just looking for another one.
I don't believe you, but okay.
Siren is looking at the window behind her just to make sure it's something that she could break and bail.
Only murals, no windows in this area. Sorry, as it's against the map that you see, but yes.
Cool.
Can I? Does it seem like I could cast the spell message without being detected? Do you think?
Is it verbal? Is it?
You whisper a message and you point towards the target of your message.
So is it semantic? That's what I'm looking for. Like VSM.
Yeah. It's verbal, somatic, and material.
So he would see you pointing to somebody. You
okay.
could try and do it subtly, but without the sorcerer spell or the sorcerer meta magic. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll let you do a sleight of hand check, I guess. I don't know, an arcana check. I don't know. What do you want to do?
I won't worry about it. It's cool.
Okay.
But Shifter is going to take out a bottle of wine from their pack, and they're just going to be like, let's have a nice chat. Let's talk trade, shall we?
Yes, I'd love to talk.
I don't know if you have a seating area. We just found a lot of altars in there. Not very
Yes,
comfortable.
it's an altar-y kind of place. I think here's a good place to meet if you're okay with it. We can just take a nice sit on the floor.
Shifter's like, well, all right, fine. Tries to like sit comfortably cross-legged, but you can
Yeah,
tell
and he
they're not used to
crosses down
doing
and he sits
that,
on the
so
floor
it's
and he
like-
takes his staff and lays it down on his lap. Meanwhile, there's like a bunch of undead behind him.
Yeah. So yes, what could we possibly offer you for your piece of the rod? What would you like for it?
Well, I have some questions for you.
Oh, sure, fire away.
Now, you seem to be the leader. And he looks at you, Shifter.
I don't mean to brag, but
and this is kind of a straightforward question, but do you know what you're dealing with?
Oh, powerful magical item shattered into 7 pieces, can get rid of a chaos god of some sort, epic battles from the past, things like that.
I see. You know surface level information, I assume.
Oh, yes.
What would you do with such a powerful artifact if you were able to make it whole again?
Oh, well,
Don't you lie to me. Don't you lie. The rod compels you to tell the truth.
My friends know that I am quite honest. And Shifter looks over at Rakiri and Lagwin and just says, well, our quest is, of course, to assemble all the pieces and bring balance. And then they look back at Lagwin, bring balance to the
save the world, stop the Queen of Chaos from rising, defeat Miska the Wolf Spider.
There are these forces at work against each other. We need to balance the forces.
If I could award you inspiration, I would, Brenna. That's awesome. Now, he's looking at all of you. Siren, what are you specifically doing right now?
Well, I'm just keeping this trained right on the middle of his forehead, just in case. I'm just being quiet in the background.
And this gentleman says, and that seems nice for the three of you. Well, specifically you two, and he points to Lagwin and Rakiri. He says, you seem maybe perhaps you do want to just save the world. I mean, after all, you live there. I feel there are other motives for your leader here and the creepy devil hiding behind the fountain trying to kill me.
Are you insinuating that Shifter doesn't live in the world?
I don't know what I just said, but no. I'm a really great DM. Hire me.
Start playing
Siren
that game.
Start playing that game. Check out my profile.
That I and Lagwin have incentive to save the world because we live here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I feel that this gentleman here, his incentives are more material, more greedy.
Shifter is going to, or no, I'm Siren. Hi. Siren is going to like not move her head off of the site, but kind of just wave her hand at them. This gentleman, and be like, they prefer they them. Thank you.
I apologize.
It's not as all-knowing as you think there. Oh, goodness. But listen, I have a lot of different allegiances. Specifically, though, to my government and whatever they think is best.
If it came down to doing the right thing or doing what your government told you to do, which would it be?
You know, it would really depend on what the most lawful decision would be, don't you think?
I understand, yes.
Yeah.
Now, if you could rid the world of Miska the Wolf Spider, the Queen of Chaos's ultimate lieutenant, and if he was gone forever, she could never rise to power, and thus you would save not only your home, but the homes of countless worlds in the multiverse. Or you could hand that over to your government and they could use it for minor monetary prosperity, but ultimately dooming themselves and the rest of the world. Which would you choose?
Shifter thinks about it for a second. He's like, you can, you seem to be able to read our intentions, so I'll just tell you. I would do whatever I was ordered to do.
I see. And you, and he points to you, Siren, if you were under the same pretense that you were able to use this rod for good to vanquish an evil that knows no bounds, or would you turn this over to your government?
That's a hard question. I think that if given the chance, I would do good.
I know when you're lying.
That was not me laughing. That was Shifter laughing.
Yeah.
No, darling, it doesn't matter what I'm told. If the world is going to end, why would I would not turn a blind eye to the world ending. Would I perhaps steal it afterwards? Maybe.
That's fair. That's very fair. And you, Eric Okra, if the rod was just magically given to you, what would your choice be? To use it for your own personal gain, maybe to help somebody else? Or would you use it to rid the world of evil, to rid the multiverse of evil?
Well, I don't see the two as being mutually exclusive. Perhaps I would use it to help someone who is so just that they would see all evil cleansed from the world.
And finally, you, Elf.
No.
What are your intentions
I heard
with the
a little
rod?
something in your voice just then.
No, I would rid the world of evil. Obviously, I have no allegiances to anything greater than this world. I live in, as you so eloquently put it, I live in the world. So if the world is gone, then I no longer live. So, no, I have no want for this rod or any of its pieces other than to do what we've been tasked with doing. So, defeat the great evil and then, I don't know, destroy the rod so it's gone and can never be used again. Whatever happens after that. I haven't put that much forethought into after we do the thing that we need to do.
And he looks at all of you and he says, when Miska was stabbed with this rod, the rod of law, and his blood mixed with it before it shattered, there's an evil addiction to the rod, and you might think it can do many things. It might help you with your government, it might help you in your status quo and elevate you. It might help you with a parental figure or whatever problems you seem to have, but it has one purpose, and you need to remember that it has one purpose.
As most rods do. Are you going to give us the piece now?
Oh, absolutely not. I do not trust any of you to...
Not even the
Take
Eric
care of
Okra.
this.
That's disappointing.
She is a treasure, and how dare you?
Just saying that.
Also,
But
he's the chosen one.
I have a problem. There is a gentleman skulking around my temple, and he has yet to break in, but I feel he wants to. If you would go to him and kill him, we can talk again about the rod.
Are you sure your problem is not more related to the hordes of undead following you around?
And there's just more piling up behind him. And he's just like, oh, those are my friends. They're fine.
How much of a problem could this gentleman be if he can't even break into the building where you could literally just unlock the door?
We did.
Doors
just walk
always
I mean,
been
we
open.
did that. Right.
He He doesn't approach for other reasons, but I wish him gone.
Is this stable boy outside? I'll describe Jory's stable. Yeah.
Are you a vampire?
No, he's just old. That's very insane.
I'm just old.
You said he was hunting vampires. I don't know. If you want someone dead, that's easy.
Though it does interest me that someone
if you
who
have all of these, yes, if you have all these lovely friends of yours at your disposal, it seems like they could probably take care of him easily now.
Yeah. Perhaps. Perhaps this is your choice to aid me or to leave without a rod fragment.
Choice.
you did just preach to us quite sacrimoniously about saving the world from evil, and now you're asking us to kill a man who's done nothing wrong. That strikes me as awfully hypocritical. But you are a priest, so I guess that makes sense.
I don't know how to respond to that.
How would you like it done?
He's just kind of, I mean, he's just sitting with the rest of you. And he's like, I do not guarantee you will get the rod fragment, but if you want to assist me, this is a problem I'm having.
Do we have to kill him, or can we just banish him?
Banish
Killing
him
would be
where?
so much easier.
So what you're telling me is you don't
plan.
you don't trust any of us to take this rod fragment as it is, even though it would save the world and prevent great evil and all the other wonderful things we just spoke about. The only way we may potentially be able to gather this at all is if we take care of this person outside who's bothering you. Then we can have a discussion to maybe get the rod piece after that. Is that what I'm gathering from this?
What is your name, good Sir Elf?
This knows everything but my name.
Don't you lie to me!
And that says, no, my name is Lagwin. Lagwin is my name.
Lagwin, I trust you would do the right thing with the rod fragments. You would try to put the rod together and you would save the multiverse. Unfortunately, your greedy friends each have an individual use for the rod. They don't want to help you. They don't necessarily want you to not succeed, but they will help themselves before they help each other. And that is not a place for great magical powers to be in the hands of. I cannot give you the rod fragment, allow you to leave this place with it, so that Miska the wolf spider can be resurrected and all the world can be destroyed. The Queen of Chaos cannot set foot in this plane. So as long as I keep the rod fragment here, she will never be able to get it. Now the gentleman out there is trying to get it. And if he does, he could take the rod fragment out of here to the Queen of Chaos.
Oh,
I cannot allow that.
Yes. Okay.
Siren just puts her gun back and she's like, well, why didn't you just say that? If somebody else wants the rod fragment that we want, I mean, of course we'll kill. I mean, I was going to kill them anyways, but is there a way that you'd like it done? Poison, stabbing, from a distance?
Slowly?
Quick death? Any preference?
He's just stoic. He's just like it. I want the end. I do not care about the means.
Solid. Can I insight check him?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
16.
Now, I'm not used to this as a DM. When you insight check, you just want to know, like, hey, this whole conversation has been yay or nay, or is there something specific you're looking for?
Well, I'm looking to see if this gentleman has been truthful in the sense that he, like, this whole conversation, has he been not like each individual thing that he said, but like, is it overall, is he being truthful with us? Does he seem like he's...
And it also
and what did you roll?
works
Sorry.
16.
Go ahead, Brenna. What did you say?
It also works like if he believes he's telling the truth, even if it's false, then like that he would still pass an insight check.
Yeah. He's not all he seems to be, which you might have gathered because there's a bunch of like undead things behind him and stuff like that. But he has provided a lot of information about the rod, and it all seems to be truthful. And he is very truthful in that he wants the rod to go to somebody who's going to use it for the right purpose.
Okay.
If you're not intending to save the multiverse, then if he is the keeper of the rod, it is safer here, where where the Queen of Chaos can't get to it.
All right. Well, if you let us through, then we'll go kill this gentleman. I think we should do the one where you lure them in with your seductive ways shifter, and then I'll just shoot them in the head.
I was thinking of that, but I think we should do a beautiful corpse because the fast acting poison but no physical scarring, because I mean he was just so beautiful.
Right. All right.
And he stands up. All of the like ghasts and zombies and stuff behind him just kind of like, and they're gone like almost instantly, like smoke just blows away.
They took all that time getting here, and now they're just...
And he turns and he says, "You're always welcome back, but be careful of the temple in general." And you hear clink as he like walks away.
Yes. All right. I understand if you
It's possible that he just wants jewelry for his undead army.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
I understand if you two don't want
But
to
I
participate.
want to kill someone.
I want to kill someone.
Well,
No, she said it. 9
him
hit
and
points.
Yeah. 19, it looks like.
Thanks.
Perhaps we should hear Jory's side. He didn't seem interested in the rod.
That sounds like we complicate things more. I don't think he's going to live. This gentleman seemed truthful in that he wanted to give it to someone who would do as he asked. If we speak to Jory and he complicates things in some of our minds, I think we're going to be here a lot longer, and we're going to have conversations about, is it worth killing him? Or maybe we can just pretend like he's dead. It'd probably just be easier to kill him.
Oh, is this going to be another Coatl Rakshasa situation? Because I just don't want to go through that again. Though it does seem that...
like when we asked the Coatl to kill itself.
Wasn't it a great campaign we had, everybody?
We can try the same thing with Jory.
No, but why don't we see if he is indeed in league with the wolf spider? And if that's the case, then I think we know what we need to do. Does that sound fair with everyone?
Yes, we don't have any objections to eliminating him if he is indeed in league with the wolf spider, but I don't trust this old man's intentions. And if we have to kill someone, I'd rather kill a horde of undead than an innocent man.
I'd rather kill an old sickly man than a young handsome one.
Well, shall we find Jory?
Suppose.
How did he say to find him? Do we just holler for him?
No yelling out loud in the graveyard. We've learned this already.
Oh yes, that didn't work well last time. He's probably snooping around outside somewhere.
I mean, we couldn't
I wonder
just...
if there's a reason why he couldn't come in, because we didn't really have much of a problem.
I'm thinking he's not what he seems.
Right, that's why killing him quickly would be beneficial, but it's fine.
I mean, this is a church, but there were weird dragon creatures, so I don't know if there's some sort of demon, devil, you can't enter here because of something or whatever. And
we should have asked about the dragon creatures. Why were they here? I'm still a little confused about that.
Yeah, well,
I forgot. I got caught up in everything else.
I seemed relatively all-knowing. We could just be like, hey, old guy, what's up with the dragons? And see if he just hears it and shows up.
Yes, I think we should also ask about the lawful versus chaotic, if it was like a good evil situation, or if it was the demons versus the devils.
Oh, the blood war. Yeah.
Well, either way, sounds like we gotta go find Jory, although he did say to be careful of the temple, so I guess that means we can still look around, but don't die while you're looking around, but if you do, then you'll be part of my undead army. I'm a little fuzzy on the whole thing.
I would really like to be healed more, please.
Let's see if that healing works a little better when we're outside the temple. I have a
Right.
feeling
Yes,
that
then
perhaps
I'll try
that's-
again. Don't worry.
But yeah, I think we
swear
should
this
go
never
look for.
happens.
Performance issues, it happens to all of us.
I have the biggest rod of the group, and yet.
And here we are.
So.
It's not about the size of the rod; it's how you use it.
So yeah, I vote that we go and find.
Actually, it's kind of the thesis
Jory.
of the show.
Yes, that's actually quite true. Yes. All right. Well, let's head outside of the temple then, and once we're out, we'll, I don't know, see if you can
Try
heal,
another healing.
and then try and find him. I mean, perhaps it'll be as simple as just, if I extend the sun blade's light to the full amount, maybe we can just kind of wave it around in a big glowing light like a sun in a great. It doesn't make noise, but maybe it'll be enough to catch their attention. Other than,
Maybe.
other than that, but. Shall we
All
then?
right, you guys head outside.
Exit?
Yep.
Are you going the same way that you came in?
Well, we have
Like that exit?
entrance, that exit on the left. Of
This
the
should be the
Yeah,
closest.
there's another exit if you want to try and take that. So
Yeah, I mean that's the closest one.
okay, you guys step outside of the temple. It's still like dark and I don't know, like a little after sundown. Just everything's creepy and dark. Light kind of coming from everywhere else. Are you taking a rest? Are you just looking for Jory right away?
Oh, if we could short rest, that'd be great. If we
Should
haven't
we
done
short rest inside?
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
We don't know if that'll work, but
Well,
whatever
Yeah.
you want to do. I can cast the hut outside here and see if we rest inside that. If you'd prefer.
yeah.
All right, so we'll do that. I will cast Leoman's tiny hut outside, against the wall of the temple, but outside it.
Okay, you do that. Yeah, you guys can take a short rest if you want. Is that what you're doing?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we do that.
I
do
try
that.
to roll hit points.
Roll whatever hit points you want. I mean, within reason.
Don't forget you have second wind, Siren. We can do that before you short rest. It's a fighter.
It's too late. I've already done it. Good.
You guys are all in Lehman's tiny hut, which means you can see out, but people can't see in.
Mhm.
And you do see Jory stalking close. He is reluctant to get very close to the temple itself, but I'd say he's probably maybe like 50, 60 feet away. Not necessarily trying to hide himself, but definitely like curious as to where you went and your status, since he can't see through the hut. But he's out there skulking.
Well, I'm gonna say
Maybe
while
try to
we're
get his attention.
short resting, since I don't have to do anything, I don't have any hit points to deal with. I will resummon my familiar in the
Okay.
time that we're here,
Oh no.
because it's he took a crit for me last time, so.
So do we heal as normal on the short rest?
You do.
Just out of curiosity. Okay.
Thank you for asking. Yes.
Well, should we call him then, or just jump out and scare him then?
Well, you can use the sunblade to get his attention.
He's pretty close. He's doesn't seem like he's that far away, right, Jordan? He's pretty close.
Yeah, he's like 50 feet away, 60 feet away.
It's
He
like
doesn't really want to
suddenly
get
we can
closer to the
make
temple is what it
noise.
looks like.
Well, if
Sorry,
I
Brenna, go ahead.
leave the space, then it goes away.
It's fine. Go ahead.
Assuming we're going to approach him, I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Ooh.
Keep that up for a minute for our conversation that will ensue.
Yeah, sounds like we're gonna just head out.
Okay, you head out. He's there. He's like, he sees you emerge and he gets like, oh, and then he kind of ducks down and he's like, we need to get away from the temple. You get that kind of feeling from him as he's waving you over. And then he ducks back behind some gravestones and various like leafless trees, just kind of weird corpse-like trees hanging out.
Nice.
And I assume you approach.
Yeah.
Okay, you walk over to him, and Jory looks very much the same, and he walks over to you, and he's just like, did you survive? You were inside the temple. I'm amazed. I thought there was only death and ruin in there.
Shifter pretends to check themselves for wounds and be like, oh, good, we have. Wow, what a miracle.
Ah,
It honestly wasn't that bad.
Did you find the vampire?
no, we must have evaded him.
We did see a creature with red glowing eyes, but we ran, so no.
Wise.
Why have you not gone into the temple, Jory?
I'm hunting the vampire, and
But you thought the
I
vampire was inside
feel-
the temple.
I need the daylight to appear before it is safe to go searching for him. I need him to be sleeping.
Is there ever daylight here?
I mean, the sun must always rise.
But we are on a different plane, so
I'm peeping this guy's surface thoughts with my third eye real hard. My third eye is
Okay.
real focused on him.
Okay, that's not a roll for me. You just get surface thoughts.
Just for surface thoughts, we don't need a roll. If I try and get specific info, then we'll need a roll.
Yeah. He is anxious. And I think you get the sensation like he wants information from you just as much as you want information from him, kind of a thing. And so Jory will say, you were sent to kill me, I assume. You met him. You must have. That's his temple.
Who? What's his? What does he look like? Do you know?
I don't know what shape he takes.
Ah.
But if you came here to kill me, this is not going to end well for any of us. You'll be trapped here forever, like me.
Oof.
how did you get trapped here?
A long time ago. It's been
No, but
stuck in
how?
that temple and I can't approach.
Why?
Did he send you to do the same thing, to kill
In
someone?
order for us to get out, you have to go back. You need to full on attack him, interrogate him, find out where the rod fragment is, bring it back, and then with that we can get out.
Why do you need the rod fragment?
To get out of this place. We never will if we don't have it. Now I want to help you.
Originally.
I want to help you, but if you are not willing to help us together, then go back to the shadows.
At this point, because he mentioned the rod, I'm gonna do a real Adam Driver in The Force Awakens.
Get him!
I'm gonna be like, hey, you a demon working for Miska, the wolf spider? Gonna try and find the answer to that question in his mind. So yeah, make me a wisdom saving throw, DC 16.
I rolled an 18.
Ooh, well, he knows, right? Does he know?
Well, he'd know either way.
Okay.
I'm saddened you don't believe me, and that you would choose that evil, vile creature in that terrible, terrible temple.
Listen, handsome people have a reason to lie. Ugly people never lie. I've learned this over the course of my life. Also, there was a coatl situation we were in, and now we're just kind of confused.
Sorry, wait, can we pause? I lie all the time.
Shift is like, oh, the exception proves the rule, dear.
Thank you.
Listen, Jory, we want to trust you, but you haven't really been all that forthcoming. Why did you come here? Why do you want the rod? How did you get trapped here?
I have been here for a long time. I am a vampire hunter, and I stumbled upon this place for vampires. I have not been able to leave, but I found out that while I'm here, that the creature inside that temple has a rod fragment, and that it'll allow us to get out. It'll unlock the front gate, and we can all leave. Do you want to leave, or do you want to be trapped here forever?
How did you come to know that?
You learn a lot of things when you have nothing else to do. In a
See, this is what
200-yard
You're
demi-plane.
Speaking very vaguely, it makes it difficult to be on your side. And I want to believe you. If it
Then
was
you
just up
should.
to them, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
It is not my job to try and entertain you and to make you believe me or to not believe me. If you don't want to know the truth, then don't know the truth. You can stay here indefinitely. I'm sure we'll run into each other again. And he starts walking off.
I'm gonna do a group huddle and be like, so folks, what do we want to do? Do we want to trust the young, handsome vampire hunter? And maybe we can all go toe to toe with this old scary man? Or do we want to trust the scary man? Honestly, this really does seem very similar to the Rakshasa Coatl situation. Does anyone else get that vibe from this?
I'm not inclined to trust the old man who sends us on murder missions and who's accompanied by undead.
Well, here's the problem is, if we are on a demi-plane that is controlled by a vampire, then they are the only one that can get us out of here. Good or not, we're going to have to bend to the will at some point.
There is that water plane.
I'm not jumping in. I'm not going in the fountain.
Nor will you fit. It's a 4-inch.
It's a 4-inch hole.
I mean, unless you can make yourself very tiny. But that's a possibility.
There's a lot of wizards in this party. I'm sure we can figure it out.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
Give us enough time. I guess we can.
If I cast reduce twice,
double reduce.
2 people cast reduce on another person at the same time. Does it stack?
Find out next week.
I don't know. Jory could help us fight the vampire, might give us the edge that we need in battle, or maybe
he can't even approach.
He can't go in unless
I'm
we
not
can
sure
lure
if that's
the men
because
out.
he's too cowardly or something. I wasn't clear on that. But it maybe Jory's right, and the rod fragment is what we need to get access off of the plane. Or Siren, maybe you're correct. That the vampire is the only one who can get us off.
Does anyone have a means of determining if he's something that he's other than he seems, like undead or fiend or any? They don't have any magic or things like that.
I don't think we have a paladin in the group. I'm gonna keep my eye on him if I can.
he's actually standing there staring back at you. Like you could tell that he was trying to walk off to make a point, but you guys huddled up and he's just like, what are you doing over there? Like he's very interested in whatever decisions you guys are. He wants your help is what you feel. So he wants you on his side.
Shifter, did either... Well, I guess you only saw glowing eyes, because I was going to say, do we think that the things in the basement were similar to the old man, but we have really no way of knowing. We just saw eyes.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
So there may be even more... If this is a necromancer, someone, a vampire, whatever, can control armies of undead, we know that there's potentially significantly stronger undead in the basement that he also will likely call to his aid were we to get into this fight. Really, there's no good option, is what I'm gathering here. It's just the lesser of two evils.
But he would be easier to kill.
You mean Jory?
Yes.
Maybe.
Look at it.
I don't know that.
Are you a dragon? She says to Jory.
And Jory turns back and he says, no, but that is a devil in there. And he points to the temple.
She like looks at him, motions to herself.
Wow, says Shifter. Wow.
10 or 20 times the devil you are. No offense.
Oh,
my beautiful
wow.
lady.
You're just digging that hole.
Oh, honey, you don't even know me.
You're once, twice, 3 times the devil.
Brenna, you're on point tonight. I just have to say,
You
you're
are.
really just
2 for 2.
slaying it tonight. Not that you don't every time, but you're just really knocking it home.
I love to serve.
You know what? You guys decide. I'm going to go use the restroom. And she looks at Shifter and then walks into the shrubbery. And I would like to hide.
Go ahead.
She got me.
We roll that at advantage. It's a 21.
Okay.
I need 10 minutes to think. And I'm going to go follow Siren into the bushes and be like, let me see that stick. I'm going to cast Identify on it, see what it does before we make any...
I'm actually using the restroom.
Oh, well, whatever, it's fine. Give me the stick. I don't
Give
care.
me your hand stick. Oh, God. Oh, I'm sorry.
That was a ploy.
Oh, that's how tieflings poop. Weird.
It's just... I mean, you took it there, Jordan. We didn't have to take it there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's
fair. I'm gonna take that stick from you, and we'll just sit down in the middle of the street. Nothing going on. Nobody knows what to do, and I'm gonna identify this stick. And maybe this is the great equalizer that changes everything, or it's like a +1 quarterstaff, and it doesn't matter. You know, I don't know.
It is a staff of withering.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. Well, that helps, maybe.
What does it do?
I will tell you in a second here. It
I put it in the chat.
yeah, magic quarterstaff. You can expend charges to deal extra necrotic damage. In addition, make a Constitution saving throw. A target makes a con save or have disadvantage for 1 hour on any ability check or saving throw that uses Strength or Constitution. And I will give it to Rikiri because she's the only one who can use it.
Yep.
Because it's only Cleric, Druid, and Warlock.
It's a little gross.
Well, you know, you can use it. I mean, not that you... I don't know if you will or not. Well, you know, I was hopeful maybe it's like, this is the vampire slaying hand staff. And just smack him with
what
it.
kind
And
of campaign do you think I'm running? This is useful magic items that pertain to the story. That would be like handing you 5 rod fragments that do really cool.
And I just really wish Router and Hero Quest were here. If I could pet those dogs, I would feel so much better right now.
I'm Mr. Router.
That was the goodest.
That was
ploy.
good. The way his nose goes up when he sniffs. Yeah.
I'm at a complete loss for what to do. The arguments made on both sides. He is but one person. That's an army of undead in a spooky temple, mausoleum thing. There were dragons. I don't understand. I don't know what to do.
I think
Maybe we
that's
should
the
go
game.
try to.
Yeah.
Maybe we should revisit the creatures down below.
Perhaps.
Could they be imprisoned there by this devil, if that is what he is? Perhaps they would be willing to join our cause.
Ooh. I don't know. That seems very dangerous.
Well, we still have other places we haven't looked. We could go upstairs. Maybe that's where the vampire slaying hand staff is. Upstairs.
We
We
have
didn't
not
go.
looked upstairs yet. Maybe we should finish exploring the temple.
He did say we're always welcome there. So
I mean,
It
that's
is
a
his temple, apparently. That's the other thing. If it is his temple, there's a lot of violent imagery in there.
I know, right? That's why I was thinking like Rakshasa Koala situation again, you know? He just seemed very evil.
I'm glad that you are coming around to my way of thinking.
He also made me tell the truth, which, ugh, what a terrible act. I just can't, I'll never forgive him for that.
All right, well.
Should we try to venture upstairs, perhaps?
I suppose.
And I don't
as you
think
guys
we've
get ready
gone
to
down
go,
that long, like, skinny corridor on the right, have we?
No, the courtyard, no.
as you guys are getting ready to go, Jory will like send out one last final thing, and he'll just say, "You will die in there, so watch yourself. And if you don't die, and you obtain the rod fragment, I can help you get out." And then he kind of slinks back into the shadows.
How do you know so much about what will happen to us in there if you can't go in?
I choose not to go in because I want to live.
Have you been in before?
I'm leaving now. Jory out.
Why do you make it
Bye,
so
everyone.
hard to try to save you?
Why are you so bad at being good?
And you guys make a turn back to the weird death god temple. The doors are always open for you as you go in to maybe keep exploring, but sadly we will explore next week. And Siren may or may not get her wish to kill Jory outright. We'll see what decisions the Banana Bunch makes. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and joining us today on our really fun episode. This was a good episode. This was a lot of fun. So good job, guys. I like this. Let's go around and say thank you to wonderful cast. We will start with Brenna.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. I'm Brenna. You can find me on Twitter at Brenna Noonan. I also run a game company called Quillsilver Studios that provides creative services for people making tabletop games. You can check them out on Twitter at @byquillsilver, BY_Quillsilver, or at quillsilver.com.
Yeah, super cool company. And congratulations on your super cool company. It's awesome. Lex, what's going on?
Oh, I'm Lex. You can find me on Twitter at Dank Dungeons. I'm going to be releasing a zine/album at the end of the month. And it's when? It's tentative date the 25th, which is not this Friday, but next Friday, because that's theoretically when all my art is going to be in and I can finish formatting everything.
Excellent.
Theoretically.
I'm really excited for it. Where can people follow you on Twitter?
At Dank Dungeons. I will be tweeting about all that stuff, and I have a pinned tweet with all the other things that I do that you can check out.
Fantastic. LB, what's going on?
Hi, I'm LB Hackemup, and you can see me at LB Hackemup on the Twitters and the Twitches. No Thursday Night Terrors this week, but I will be uploading a video to YouTube, which is a game that Lauren and I played last week called Coffee Talk. And if I could give a shout out to the Twitter Gripping Food with Force, just because it entertains me so much, I'd like to do that. So.
I mean, you already did,
okay.
so.
There's a shout out, yeah. And my name is Jordan with the silent PH in the middle. I do a D&D lore channel on YouTube. If you are interested in the Forgotten Realms lore, lately I've been doing Greyhawk stuff, just D&D lore in general, check out my YouTube. I have a really fun video on Vecna that I'm really proud of today. So if you're interested in the dark evil lord Vecna, the god of liches and various other things, he's really cool. That's going to be a mini series, so I'm going to do probably 3 episodes total on Vecna, which will be really fun. So subscribe. And speaking of really cool subscriptions, Ted, Nerd Immersion himself, 50,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that was thank you. Yeah, as of this afternoon, you actually see it live on stream. Jordan was there when I ticked over 50K in like a random Q&A stream at like 4:00 in the afternoon, which I've been doing a lot of lately. But anyway, I'm Ted. I run this channel here. We are here every Wednesday. I stream every Tuesday here on Twitch, my homebrew campaign. And the last Tuesday of the month is an evil campaign, where all the players are villains. I get to play in that one. So, kind of what I experience every Wednesday here. A bunch of villains. No, everybody's good. Everybody's great in this campaign. It's fine. There's no villains. And then, yeah, I make videos on YouTube, sometimes 6 in one day. Probably not again. But I'm covering all the Icewind Dale stuff. So if you want to know like all the fun new things, I did a mundane items video that'll be coming out soon, as well as the games. There's 3 really cool like game within games mini games. There's like a wizard duel and like a dodgeball and a fishing mini game all in there, which is pretty cool. So I'll be covering that. So be on the lookout for more stuff like that. Also, Icewind Dale giveaway, a 50K giveaway. And then some DM's Guild stuff coming out in October. We talked about it. People really want me to make a paranormal investigator artificer subclass that's basically Ghostbusters. So that's what I'm going to do. I think that'll be really fun. So, and I have the unique qualifications to be pretty good at that. So we'll see. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming out. Oh, yes, Raid. Thank you. You guys are good because we're going to go raid them right now. Raiding the Venture Maidens with our group of 40 people. Let's go do that.
Wow, 40 people. Holy cow.
Yeah, we were up at 55 for a while there.
Oh, man. Thank you guys for watching.
All right.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed the
Let's
show.
go raid my good friends. I know they're fighting some like undead corpse flowers and nonsense. It should be a good time. Let's go over there. We will see you all next week.
Bye.